The mahogany table gleamed under the oppressive fluorescent lights of the boardroom, reflecting the anxious faces of the morose executives gathered around it. A half-eaten plate of artisanal sandwiches sat forlornly amidst a scattering of notes and discarded ideas. "Right, let's be frank," began Julian, head of creative strategy, his voice dripping with the practiced sincerity of a seasoned politician. Radio Bore is dying. We're hemorrhaging listeners to podcasts hosted by fat influencers reviewing obscure brands of kombucha. A nervous cough rippled through the room. Penelope, the newly appointed Diversity and Inclusion Officer, adjusted her spectacles. "Perhaps we need to consider a more inclusive approach to programming. More TikTok dances, perhaps." Julian winced, as if physically struck. "TikTok dances on Radio Bore? Penelope, with all due respect, you are a stupid tart. That's precisely the kind of innovative thinking that's landed us in this shagging mess. We're not trying to appeal to the intellectually bankrupt. We're trying to keep our jobs." Across the table, Charles, the controller of Radio Bore, stirred from his stupor. "The problem isn't the content," he declared, his voice thick with the authority of a man who'd spent the last 30 years listening to nothing but Alan Bennett. "It's the perception. We need to rebrand. Make it edgy." A collective groan filled the room. Edgy Radio Bore? The very thought was anathema. This was the station of erudite discussions on the mating habits of the lesser-spotted vole, not hard-hitting investigative journalism or, God forbid, comedy that actually made people titter. "What if," ventured a junior executive, his voice barely audible, "we introduced a segment where celebrities read out their angry tweets?" Julian glared at him. "Are you actively trying to get us all fired? You stupid tit. This isn't some pirate radio station. This is Radio Bore. We cater to the discerning listener, the intellectual knob, the people who still use fountain pens and know the difference between a sonnet and a sestina." "Precisely," Charles chimed in, a glint in his eye. "We need to remind people of our superiority. Perhaps a series of lectures on the inherent failings of the working class." Penelope choked on her water. I don't think that aligns with our diversity and inclusion goals, Charles." Charles waved his hand dismissively. Details. The point is, we need to remind the masses that we are the gatekeepers of culture, the arbiters of taste. And if they don't like it, well, they can always listen to commercial radio. He smiled, a chillingly serene expression that sent a shiver down Julian's boxer shorts. This was going to be a long meeting.